Coming up in today's Indonesia, fallout from debate number 2 between the presidential candidates. Guitarists around the world are rocking with instruments made in Indonesia and mixing up a molecular cocktail. How does it taste?
Selamat berjumpa lagi. Welcome to today's Indonesia from Jakarta. I am Luisa Kusnandar.
Hello, I'm Dalton Tanonaka. Thank you for joining us, and a special welcome to our viewers watching us on UCTV in Indonesia. It was one-on-one in the second debate between presidential candidates.
Joko Widodo and Prabowo Subianto were alone on stage with the theme Sunday Night of the Economy.
Pembangunan pasar tradisional, pembangunan ruang-ruang untuk PKL. Saya kira saya sudah menjalani itu dan membuktikan itu. Pengalaman saya membangun pasar waktu menjadi wali kota, pengalaman saya membangun pasar waktu menjadi gubernur, saya kira menjadi sebuah pengalaman yang sudah dibuktikan. Bahwa yang kecil-kecil ini harus diurus, PKL, pedagang pasar. Karena apa? Pasar tradisional adalah tempat produk-produk petani itu dijual. Tempat produk-produk hasil tangkapan nelayan itu dijual.
Saya percaya totalitas daripada rencana yang besar ini, ya, tidak bisa kita lihat sepotong-sepotong, tapi totalitas. Kita amankan kebocoran, uang yang kita hemat, investasi di lahan-lahan dan sektor produktif, bangun pabrik, bangun irigasi, bangun waduk, bangun jalan raya, bangun kereta api ribuan kilometer. Ini semua akan menumbuhkan roda ekonomi.
Dan kita melihat kalau ini diberikan dukungan yang penuh oleh pemerintah, ekonomi kreatif kita ini akan bisa dikembangkan. Saya berikan contoh seni pertunjukan. Kita mempunyai budaya dari Sabang sampai Merauke yang luar biasa, banyaknya. Kalau itu dikerjakan dengan manajemen panggung yang baik, dikerjakan dengan manajemen lighting yang baik, dikerjakan dengan manajemen promosi yang baik, saya kira menjadi kekayaan pariwisata kita yang bisa kita tunjukkan kepada dunia.
Anda tidak mau dengar penasihat saya ya sejalan dengan saudara Joko Widodo. Ya. Dan ya bagaimana? Masa harus gak setuju? Kalau yang idenya bagus gak setuju, ya kan? Maaf ya, kali ini saya nggak ikuti penasihat saya. Dan saudara-saudara, kalau ekonomi kreatif, saya hanya punya anak satu dan anak saya memang bergerak di ekonomi kreatif. Dan dia sebagai desainer, dia juga sudah muncul di mancanegara. Ya. Jadi saya, kalau soal itu ya, terima kasih. Saya dukung saudara Joko Widodo.
Semalam debat yang bagus untuk ekonomi itu capres nomor 2. Karena selain dia ekonomi mandiri, jadi membuka lapangan pekerjaan.
Lebih bagus Prabowo. Karena dia memang tanggapannya itu cerdas, lagi juga pantas kalau dia jadi presiden.
Karena itu saya pilih Jokowi, karena dia lebih terjun ke rakyat langsung ya, pembuktiannya. Sedangkan kalau Prabowo kan semalam menyatakan kalau dia itu ke petani seperti itu kan, dan dia menyinggung dana yang bocor APBN bocor itu kan. Sedangkan wakilnya sendiri kan, si Hatta itu kan Menteri Perekonomiannya sendiri. Kenapa dia nggak bikin gerakan untuk menanggulanginya gitu?
Lebih bagus Prabowo.
Karena penjelasannya itu lebih jelas, lebih detail dan tegas.
Lebih meyakinkan masyarakat Indonesia juga.
We get more perspective now from our weekly Viewpoint analyst.
Wimar Witular is a former presidential spokesman, now running his own communications company. Wimar, you know, I thought the former general came out strong, and I thought he was going to dominate this one because he had to make up for what people perceived was a weak first debate.
Yeah, I would agree about the weak first debate, and I think in the second debate he came out as a more friendly person, more human person. He is not too defensive. But most important of all, they both were given questions of substance, so the viewer doesn't have to resort to finding faults in the speakers, but rather focus on what each has to say. And they really have sound differences in substance. It's a matter of choice, basically.
Now, Wimar, the theme last night was about economy, but we didn't really hear lots of details about economy. Who do you think is actually more capable of guiding our G20 economy?
Well, since everybody knows my bias here, so I'll just stick to the
You
issues.
are a supporter of the
Yes.
governor, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's not a secret.
Right. So, but we have seen that the difference is not in like or dislike, but different philosophy. Prabowo emphasizes the fact that development is a matter of natural resources and money, while Jokowi assumes it's human resources and systems. So like a country like Japan or Singapore has no natural resources to speak of, but they can still get ahead. Indonesia has always had natural resources. They still don't have it all together.
Yeah, both have their different positions,
Yeah.
and both are important.
Yes.
But that's their different emphasis. Now, the moment when General Prabowo agreed with Jokowi on the issue of creative economy, and he walked over and hugged and kissed, I mean, was that a good moment or was that a blunder?
No, for me it's a good moment because honesty, sincerity is never blunder. Although, you know, each party would try to exploit that for their own ends, but I'm not a negativist. I think somebody being kind, being sensitive, being caring about his son's project is a good human being.
You don't think it was planned that he was going to walk over and at some point and...
I don't think so. I don't think Prabowo is that kind of person.
So it's sincere.
I think so. In that moment, he's sincere. Now we just have to see how it tallies in the final analysis.
All right. Wimar, the Jakarta governor mentioned several references to upholding the Constitution. What was his point?
I don't know. I still have to ask him about that. But I think the point was that he said, I'm born in Indonesia, I'm raised in Indonesia, I'm for the Constitution of Indonesia. I think it's alluding that the other party has more international experience. He's sure born in Indonesia, but educated, had experience abroad totally, and has found Indonesia now. And I think Jokowi wants to emphasize that for me, there's no other constitution.
Okay, regarding national assets, you referred to that earlier. Jokowi made a point of honoring contracts, honoring existing contracts. I mean, do you think international investors should worry if his opponent wins?
They have shown worry in the, how many hours has it been since the debate, that some international pundits, social media and commentators have worried, and the market has shown signs that any nationalization, any premature modification of foreign contracts would be detrimental to the country's credibility. Jokowi made it clear that any long-term contract would be honored until the end, and then they will worry about the new one. Prabowo didn't say that, and it's a bit embarrassing for that team because the way the contracts are now is largely the responsibility also of his running mate Hatta Rajasa, who has been there 8 years. So there was plenty of time to do things about the international contracts.
Good point.
All right, last question here, Wimar. What is the strategy going into the next debate regarding national security?
Again, I must remind you, although I'm for Jokowi, I'm not part of his strategy team, so I don't know. But from what I have observed, I think the Jokowi and Yusuf Kala team are relying on their current accumulated experience and things, and are doing practice mainly for presentation style. So they are confident that they will survive the elections based on the public positions that everybody knows they hold. Everybody knows Jokowi's position, everybody knows Yusuf Kala's position. Nobody knows Prabowo's position outside of his 98 experience.
But you would think this would be his strong suit, national security, the general, right? So going in...
I don't think so. I think what he did in the command forces did not contribute to national security. It weakened the nation.
Okay, viewpoint analyst Wimar Witelar, thank you very much for those perspectives. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
Now, to our first look at the weather.
And standing by at the weather